that actually dovetails with a lot of the biblical prophecies, even though the biblical prophecies just takes the last couple thousand years, foreshortens it and simplifies it, because otherwise it would be too complex for regular people working too hard, not having enough time to really meditate, and having to take things on faith and understanding with their hearts that there's got to be a higher meaning to it all. But they don't have the time to do the discipline that it takes to really connect with your higher self, spirit wise, within, which means just eliminating a lot of distractions in the material plane till you connect with that. But it doesn't mean putting the material plane in a rate, second category of it's the material plane is the fruit of spirit. And it's complicated because it's so fine tuned, detailed. You have exquisite livingness and artistic expression all the way down to the subatomic, but the various forms of life as it's coming out. And we have this amazing confluence of material world understanding in science, minute, um, uh, hard nosed material understanding. And at the same time, we have all these spirit schools putting up their best information, their best wisdoms. And I want to tell you, astrology's calling it that all these things are coming together. The Aquarius prophecy says a lot of things about the age of Aquarius, how cool that's going to be, different ways, all this and that. But one of the things it says that is it's not really advertised so much, but I know that it's part of it, is that it's meant to be full disclosure to everyone about everything so they understand their situation and they understand the situation. This is why I say it dovetails with the Jehovah heaven on earth thing and the judgment day thing. Once you understand the situation, you're in a good place to judge yourself. And we're coming to a place, see where all these things come together. Evolution from what I've been calling the materialite side is real. Because the, the material world is real, but it doesn't mean spirit's not real. As I say, it's the fruit of spirit. And it's alive. The whole material plane is alive, but it's alive to different degrees. And what that actually means, well, we're finding out, right? By becoming ourselves as much as possible. But we also have these elders. There's a thing about equality of. There's a thing called elders. That's where some of the natural classes happen. I want to say you want to get too ideological. I'm going over to politics for a minute and economics. You want to get too ideological about classes, and you're like running roughshod over the natural kind of elders and different people in the guilds. You have the masters, and it turns out there's kind of a Jehovah energy to the. I'll say kind of, to not get into all that right now, but the Jehovah prophecy says there's there's an intentionality. Intentionality is masculine. I don't need to say masculine intentionality. Masculine femininity would be really focused appreciation. It's not lesser. It's two parts of the same thing. You need both energies to do anything. You need to pull in the energy first. That's feminine. And then you focus it and push it. That's masculine. Understanding is kind of feminine. Trying to think about your own original thoughts is kind of masculine. All right, you guys, cut it out. Now, is there a real personality behind this? I've seen it envisioned that yes. And it allows for it to come out of the one mind. And it doesn't get into the details so that Jehovah's in a position to tell Christians and Israelites and everyone that he's trying to demonstrate he's for real. Everybody calm down. We're entering these really crazy times. And Jehovah's message is it's going to be okay. But that some people that got that message took it a little far. Like, it's going to be okay no matter what you do. Well, that's true too. But you don't have to go as far as like, you don't have to do anything, just watch. No, it's going to be okay because we're all going to be motivated to do the right thing. And Jehovah sees a lot of good energies coming in from all different sides. Now, enough with that particular view, the Jehovite. The Buddhite one is the one that lets people connect to the one source, one mind energy of beingness, presence that is the everything. And I say it happens once. The multiverse is odd to me. And in my visioning, you can see how it happens from an awakening of the potentiality of presence into a more of an experientially felt and consciously so, but very minutely, primally. Or, the same thing. It's an involution of energy that becomes a three-sided paradox and then becomes a solid spot in otherwise a dualistic energy that doesn't quite pull together. It's the act of being there-ness that pulls it together into the three-side paradox. And that threeness fractals all over the place. As above, so below. We have a current lack of the third synthesis side, but a left versus right, and the third side in the meta context is the materialite, the Buddhite, and the Jehovite, and they're distinct to the extent the materialite says, focus on the real world. You don't have to believe it's sacred. Do it because it's going to smack you in the face. The other two sides, every side is kind of disdainful of the other one. But if you pull them all together, the Buddhite side says the presence of the cosmos is based on the presence of presence. Okay, I got a little abstract.